Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is now just 102 days away from its official release by writer and director J.J. Abrams and Chris Terrio, as well as creator George Lucas, that is all set and ready to end the sequel trilogy and the Skywalker saga itself. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, one thing that we do know about Episode 9 that is really going to make the movie very iconic is the fact that it's going to have a lot of connections to the prequels and the originals, as well as borrowing inspirational source material from Star Wars Legends by J.J., George Lucas, Chris, you name it, in order to really evolve the characters of Rey and Kylo Ren in this story. Now, on top of all of this, what's really intriguing about all of this is that these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about Episode 9, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for this movie. Now, specifically, what's really interesting about all of this is that a description of one of the sequences based in the first act of the film, where it's explained that 9 figures covered in black cloaks are surrounding a large ancient Sith structure on a world based in the beyond. It's explained that they are performing some kind of ancient Sith ritual that is described to involve Darth Vader's melted and charred armor. It's explained that one of the Dark Acolytes is resting his hand on Vader's armor, where it's described that they are able to sense that a part of Anakin/Vader's energy is still attached to the suit, where the scene is dubbed as Anakin/Vader's Resurrection. It's said that the Dark Acolytes are the ones responsible for allowing a part of Anakin and Vader's consciousness to combine through one of the Sith rituals that creates the hybrid Sith wraith of Anakin/Vader. The sequence is described to be very dark and grim, as if it's something straight out of a horror film. The sequence is also said to involve tons of lightning and clouds forming in the sky, as all of this unfolds from the 9 Dark Acolytes. The Sith wraith of Anakin/Vader is best described as a dark black figure in a cloak that appears shredded, that leaves a trail of red dark side energy when he is first created. So let's go over a couple of parts about this. Now, we do know that originally J.J. Abrams wanted to do something just like this in The Force Awakens, of resurrecting the consciousness of both Darth Vader and Anakin Skywalker, and how that would really bring life to a thing called the hybrid Force Ghost, which of course now is referred to as a hybrid Sith Wraith. Now, what I like so much about Episode 9, so far at least, is that a lot of this film is going to feature new types of Jedi, Sith, and Force lore that fans have never seen before on the big screen in the Skywalker saga's history. That's really going to expand everything related to the Star Wars franchise. And to me, I think that's a very interesting side by JJ, the fact that he is diving into the original ideas for Episode 7 that never made it to the final cut of the movie is not only very ambitious, because a lot of those ideas were very well made in my opinion, even parts that were embedded in the original script that were cut out. So, with that being said, I want to go over the Dark Acolytes. Now, we haven't seen the Dark Acolytes in a very long time since Legends, that are now said to be brought back into the Disney and, of course, Lucasfilm canon material of Star Wars, the franchise as a whole, starting off with the sequel trilogy and beyond. So, I want to go over what world they may be on. Now, there's a world that is actually said to be based over in the Beyond. We're not quite sure exactly what it's called, but it's actually said to be a planet with tons of different rock structures, which is where the Dark Acolytes reside. Now, the Beyond, in case you guys did not know, we went over this a couple of days ago, is that this location is actually said to be dead center in the unknown regions. It's said to be a very hard to find place, or star system, if you will, in the unknown regions, where it's said to be the very origins of the galaxy and the very origins of the dark side of the Force. And that, to me, I think really does speak volumes as to why the Dark Acolytes are able to do such unspeakable things, like creating the hybrid Sith Wraith of Anakin Skywalker/Vader. Now, they are said to have Vader's charred and melted armor. This would lead me to assume that this is in the form of a flashback, because we do know that in this movie, at a certain point in time in Episode 9, is that Kylo Ren has his hands on Darth Vader's helmet, and of course his melted armor, of course. So that would definitely tell us that that is going to be based many years prior to the events of The Force Awakens. Now, with that being said, J.J. Abrams really is taking a lot of different risks with this movie. He's really trying to insert a lot of nostalgia into the film, while also really introducing new types of Star Wars lore that the fans have never seen before, or that they would have never expected to see in a live-action Star Wars movie, which I think is a good idea, but at the same exact time, if it's not executed well on the big screen, it's really not going to resonate with fans. And that is a very important part of really making it an iconic part of the movie, is that it has to make a lot of sense, and it has to be done well on film, and of course how it's edited in the actual film itself once it arrives in theaters come this December of 2019. So anyways guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.